Hi, I'm Sin. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through my August spread for my bullet journal. I am a beginner to bullet journaling, so if you're a beginner, this is the right spot for you, but I will also link some helpful videos down below, videos that help me kind of go to the direction of spreads that I really am going to be using, because you're not really going to use all the spreads that everybody uses. You really want to customize it to yourself. And if you don't know what bullet journaling is, quick rundown from a beginner: it is basically a planner, a journal, whatever you want it to be, as where you're putting down your thoughts, your ideas, your events, your tasks, things that you want to plan for the future, setting goals and being accountable of those, because you'll always go back to your journal and make sure that you check things off. So it's really helped me kind of keep my life somewhat organized. I'm excited to see how much more organized I can be, because I definitely need it. And with that, we'll go into my August spread and the things that I want to focus on. And let me know your guys' thoughts, tips, tricks. Again, I'm a beginner, so I'm open to feedback. And thanks for watching.
All right, jumping into the August calendar spread, I'm using my Stettler fine liners. I'm gonna put everything that I'm using down below. I don't feel like I pronounced the fine liner name correctly, but I've had these for some times and they come in handy when I need to do some fine line artwork. I usually use 0.3, 0.1, and 0.5. I kind of stick with those ranges. And this is my Talking Out of Turn bullet journal. They actually introduced me to the bullet journaling world. So I jumped on their book first. I definitely want to try some other books out in the future, but I'm pretty happy with this one. I like the amount of space that I get to kind of be creative and be able to use. This is the first time that I'm using the Tombow Markers. This is my first set. I was really excited to get these, and I was looking for a marker that wouldn't bleed. You'll notice throughout the video that I kind of check back on the other pages behind what I'm working on. It does bleed, but I attribute that a little bit more to the paper versus the marker itself. I also use for my July calendar spread the Crayola markers, and those did really well, but I thought maybe the Tombow wouldn't bleed as much. But again, I'm attributing that a little bit more to the paper. It's a thinner paper. That's why I'm interested in trying out other bullet journal brands, other notebooks, just to kind of avoid the bleeding. If you're not someone that's going to be utilizing a lot of markers or blending colors in, then I still highly recommend this bullet journal. Again, I love the amount of space that I get to fill it in, either doodle or write extra notes. So I definitely recommend the bullet journal itself. Just keep in mind that the paper is a thinner paper than what I've seen on the market, kind of what I'm used to with like my mixed media sketchbooks. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for a planner, the paper thickness, and if you're going to be coloring in and, you know, making elaborate spreads with a lot of blending and markers involved. We recently moved to a new state, my partner and I, and there's a lot more greenery, a lot more beautiful flowers that have been blooming in the spring and summer, a lot of different things that we haven't seen where we're from. And one of those things have been a lot of sunflowers. I've never seen sunflowers just kind of growing about in the neighborhood like it's all good. So I found that very beautiful, very inspiring. So that inspired this month's spread, and so I'll be adding a lot of these little sunflower doodles throughout. And I opted for a larger calendar because my July calendar was just on one page. It was very small, and I noticed I do like filling in just like a quick screenshot, if you will, of what the weeks are going to be, any bills that are due in this larger calendar. Now we're moving on to my quote page. I do like incorporating the quote page into the month. Again, this is my second monthly plan, so I want to be adamant about putting some sort of quote page. And this quote is by Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny also ties into the theme as well, but this quote in English translates to "we're good," and it's "estamos bien," and it just means we're good. Everything is good. I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning, but I've been more on a just kind of being in a positive mindset, organizing my life, making sure that I am taking the time for me, and making that time setting boundaries. So I felt right with this particular quote and how I want to kind of experience the month of August. We're good. Everything is good, and we're good. Something else that I kind of want to maintain throughout this particular bullet journal is just maintaining the font style for each month. I'm going to put down below the name of this font, but I really enjoyed it. It just felt very fun, very groovy. I hate that I said that, but it's very groovy and it's just free, and that's kind of, again, the vibes that I wanted for the month of August. Again, I will link this font down below. But I will be kind of incorporating this particular font throughout the entire month of August. I didn't want there to be too much bleeding on the calendar, so I did these half colored in petals. I'm probably going to end up coloring them in completely because just seeing it now, it's going to drive me crazy. But I was just trying to spare the page behind it. And to tie up the Bad Bunny quote, this is a drawing I did of Bad Bunny. In the picture, he's holding a sunflower, so it felt only right for the month of August. So the month of August was, yes, the sunflower theme, but it also centered around Bad Bunny. So it was a perfect fit. I'll tag me coloring and outlining this particular drawing to this video so you guys can see. So for the month of July, I did weekly habit trackers, but I saw on Pinterest some inspiration on monthly habit trackers, some creators here on YouTube utilizing, again, the monthly habit tracker. So this is my next spread, and some of the habits that I want to track are nail art. I'm very into nail art, so I want to make sure that I'm doing a few different looks throughout the month, which I tend to do. Another habit is going to be exercise, affirmations, creating, whether that is drawing or creating in my bullet journal. And the bottom one is miscellaneous. I don't have one for that yet. I think I'm going to make that one waking up at 5 in the morning. I'm trying this out where I'm waking up at 5 a.m. so that I have a slow morning and I get to do a lot with my time. So that's probably what that one's going to be. I wanted to be a little bit more creative with my habit tracker, so I incorporated the sunflowers again, and I numbered them with each date of the month, and once I completed on that day, I'll go in and color it with the yellow Tombow marker. Again, I wanted to be a little bit more creative. The other month was just kind of coloring in when I did my affirmations or when I did something creative. But this one is visually going to be more appealing. The last spread that I'm working on is my August spend. I want to make sure that I'm keeping track of what I'm spending, of course, on my bills, but also what I'm spending that is not necessarily necessary. And you'll see when I kind of finish coloring everything in, I put non-necessity, which there could have been such a better label than non-necessity, but that's what it is for now for the month of August, and hopefully for the next month I will have something better. This is actually going to be the last spread for the month of August. I like to keep it simple. I'll invest a little bit more time in the weekly spreads, but for the majority of the month, I like to have an overview of how things are going. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you have any suggestions, and thank you so much for watching.